From the rise of industrial power to the dawn of the digital age, the history of the United States from 1900 to 2022 is a captivating journey through innovation, conflict, and transformation. Join us as we explore the key events and figures that shaped modern America. Welcome to History Mavens, where we uncover the stories that defined our world. Today we embark on a fascinating exploration of the United States' history over the last century. From technological advancements and economic upheavals to social revolutions and global conflicts, the period has witnessed profound changes that continue to influence our lives today. Let's dive into the timeline and discover the pivotal moments that have shaped the United States from 1900 to 2022. 1900–1919, the Progressive Era and World War I. At the turn of the 20th century, the United States was rapidly industrializing. This period, known as the Progressive Era, saw significant social and political reforms aimed at addressing the challenges of urbanization, labor rights, and women's suffrage. In 1917, the U.S. entered World War I. Which marked its emergence as a global power. The war ended in 1918, and the Treaty of Versailles was signed in 1919, setting the stage for a new world order. 1920 to 1929, the Roaring Twenties. The 1920s, often referred to as the Roaring Twenties, were characterized by economic prosperity, cultural dynamism, and significant social change. Jazz music, flapper fashion, and the Harlem Renaissance defined the cultural landscape. However, the decade ended with the stock market crash of 1929, which triggered the Great Depression. 1930–1945, the Great Depression and World War II. The Great Depression was a period of severe economic hardship with widespread unemployment and poverty. Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal aimed to provide relief, recovery, and reform. As the world grappled with economic woes, World War II erupted in 1939. The U.S. joined the Allies in 1941 after the attack on Pearl Harbor. It led to economic revitalization and technological advancements. The conflict ended in 1945 with the defeat of the Axis powers and the emergence of the U.S. and the Soviet Union as superpowers.
On the first Monday of August at 8:15 in the morning in the year 1945, the world changed. A B-29 warplane flying above 9,000 meters opened its doors. Over the next 43 seconds, a weapon of meteoric force hurtled toward Earth. At around 600 meters above the Japanese city of Hiroshima, neutrons within the bomb began to split uranium-235 atoms. A chain reaction of profound tragedy had begun, ending with the death of about 140,000 people. Shadows were seared into stone from the blinding light of the blast. The force of the explosion was equivalent to 15,000 tons of TNT, pushing a mushroom cloud more than 18,000 meters into the atmosphere.
1946–1969, the Cold War and Civil Rights Movement. The post-war period saw the beginning of the Cold War, a geopolitical struggle between the US and the Soviet Union.
9, 8, ignition sequence start, engines on, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all engines running, launch commit. Liftoff. We have liftoff at 9:34 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The tower is clear.
And we have a roll program. Roger. You have good thrust and all by then. Thanks, Toro. Roll complete. Roger. And we have a pitch program. Roger.
Domestically, the civil rights movement gained momentum, challenging racial segregation and discrimination. Landmark events like the Brown v. Board of Education decision in 1954, the Montgomery bus boycott, and the March on Washington in 1963 marked significant progress toward equality.
That one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Meanwhile, the US was also involved in the Korean War and later the Vietnam War. 1970-1991 economic shifts and the end of the Cold War. The 1970s were marked by economic challenges, including the oil crisis and stagflation. The Watergate scandal led to President Nixon's resignation in 1974. The end of the decade saw the rise of conservatism with Ronald Reagan's election in 1980. His administration focused on tax cuts.
The committee bill offers a 15% cut over 2 years. Our bipartisan bill gives a 25% reduction over 3 years. Now, as you can see by this chart, there is the 22% tax increase. Their cut is below that line, but ours wipes out that increase and with a little to spare. And there it is, as you can see. The red column, that is the 15% tax cut, and it still leaves you with an increase. The green column is our bipartisan bill, which wipes out the tax increase and gives you an ongoing cut. Incidentally, their claim that cutting taxes for individuals for as much as 3 years ahead is risky.
Deregulation and a strong military stance against the Soviet Union. The Cold War came to an end in 1991 with the dissolution of the Soviet Union, marking a significant geopolitical shift. (1992-2008), the information age and globalization. The 1990s were characterized by technological advancements and the rise of the internet, which revolutionized communication and commerce. The US enjoyed economic prosperity during the Clinton administration, but also faced challenges such as the 9/11 terrorist attacks in 2001. The subsequent war on terror led to military engagements in Afghanistan and Iraq. The housing market collapse in 2008 triggered the Great Recession, affecting economies worldwide. 2009-2022 political polarization and social movements. The election of Barack Obama in 2008 marked a historic moment as he became the first African-American president.
That I will execute the office of President to the United States faithfully.
That I will execute
faithfully the
administration focused on healthcare reform and recovery from the recession. The 2010s saw increasing political polarization and the rise of social movements such as Black Lives Matter and Me Too. The COVID-19 pandemic in 2020 brought unprecedented challenges, reshaping work, education, and healthcare. The contentious 2020 election and the subsequent events highlighted deep divisions within the country. The years that followed saw efforts to recover and rebuild amidst ongoing political and social debates. As we reach 2022, the US continues to navigate complex issues on both domestic and global fronts, striving for progress and unity. It states from 1900 to 2022 is a testament to the nation's resilience and ability to adapt to change. From wars and economic crises to social revolutions and technological advancements, each decade has contributed to shaping the country we know today. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to History Mavens for more captivating stories from the past.